This is Touggourt, a tiny northern African country found in the Saharan interior of Algiers. It's also one of the most difficult countries in Victoria 3. Yet, what if I told you there was a guaranteed way to get out of this extremely difficult starting position and on the fast track towards becoming a great power among great powers? You see, Touggourt's hidden strength is found within a simple technology that is only 35 months away from being researched, and once completed, Touggourt can push out into the wider world as a force to be reckoned with. But before we begin, please take a moment to like and subscribe. I'm on the pathway towards 1,000, and every little bit helps. Anyhow, let's get into it. Gentlemen, welcome to Touggourt, a country in the heart of Algiers of North Africa. It is a tiny, crappy little country. 46,000 population in total, pretty much zero literacy. Look at that horrid standard of living. It's depressing to look at. But we're going to make that go away. You're going to notice that I've already done my leaders. It's the reason why is because I restarted a million times just to get a single tactful commander within reason. My suggestion if you're going to play through Touggourt is to get a tactful commander ASAP. Tactful commanders do help specifically when it comes to irregular infantry. The reason why is because the +5 bonus to defense that you get from tactful outweighs pretty much any of the percentage bonuses that you'll be able to find otherwise. And tactful is very, very imperative to the goal, to the gameplay strategy that we're going to be enacting. Now, what we're going to do for this gameplay is, first off, we're going to start off with corn laws, obviously. We're going to click over here, bring in encourage exports. We don't really have to do anything else because look at that, we're already at +75 on grain. That is horrid. That's how bad Touggourt starts. We start with literally nothing, not even food. We are helpless. But that's okay because we can change that. And you want to know how we're going to change that? We're going to do nothing but building barracks. We're going to continue to build nothing but, as we'll say, 20. I'm going to do 20. A nice even number. It'll take a while to get to that point, but trust me when I say this, it'll be worth it in the end. Do not build anything but barracks. You get free building anyway, so you might as well make use of it. And we're a very aggressive country. At least the way that I'm gonna play it is gonna be very aggressive. Now, I will tell you before I show you my personal strategy, I'll tell you about the other strategies that I've tried out that have actually worked. The reason why I'm not showing you these strategies is because, number one, everybody pretty much already knows about these strategies. These are very commonly found on the forums, on the Reddit. And the first strategy, obviously, befriending France and having them help you take Constantine. I managed to get that happen when they were a non-Bonapartist government, and they were amicable with me. So that was not 1846 when that was the earliest I could manage to get it to work. Believe me, I've done like 20 runs of Touggourt now just to find this strategy. I was trying to find which one was the fastest of the bunch, and unfortunately, that one is a very slow starter. That's a very boring starter, unfortunately. You're not really doing much up until that point, and you can't really build an industry anyways because there's not really much you can do with it. Even if you do build up an industry, you don't have the population to make use of it. It's just horrid in Touggourt. When you do take Constantine, things get a lot easier, but that's 10 years down the line. I prefer to go as fast as humanly possible. And another problem with 1846 is Gaza gets troops by that point. They're going to have 8 troops bare minimum by 1846. Yeah, we want to be as fast as humanly possible so we can go after Gaza later on. That's part of our strategy. We're aggressive, we're mean, we're the bad guys. Hans, are we the baddies? Yes, we are. Ha 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 ha. Anyhow, the second strategy obviously is waiting until you get colonial exploitation around 1840 and, getting a border with Mascara, which is really easy to do. And once you get a border with Mascara, you can pick a fight with them, and France will usually join in sometimes when they're cordial, sometimes when they're amicable, if only to take Oran from Mascara, and then you're left with Algiers. That'll get you the shoreline. It's relatively quicker than the Constantine one, and it's much easier because by that point, Mascara's massive 23 army is 9 9 because they can't afford 23 troops. It's just they can't. And then it's just a bunch of recruits, and with France there, you're pretty much raffle stomping them, especially since they got, all these fronts with them. It's a joke. And the earliest I managed to get it through was 1843. Again, you have to get a certain amount of relations with France, and if they go Bonapartist, yeah, they hate your guts, and they won't touch you. And at that point, you're food for them. And that's very RNG heavy, and that's up to 10 years that you're going to be sitting there waiting for the possibility. Now, mine is also somewhat RNG heavy, and the reason why I say somewhat RNG heavy is if France happens to attack Constantine, you have to restart. It's that simple. If France attacks Constantine, they win. You don't get Constantine. This strategy's hooped. You can't go after Tunis because Tunis becomes too strong for you at that point. They started 13. I think they ended 18 by the time that. And you won't be able to take them on because they'll probably still be in the Ottoman Empire, and you can't take the Ottomans on no matter what. If you go after Mascara at that point with a border with France, even if you do manage to take Mascara with France's help, they're going to want to take Algiers from you afterwards. Your run's over at this point. You might as well restart, and that's where my RNG comes in. The second thing about my RNG, obviously, is if Mascara and Constantine fight, and one of them win over the other, and then they become too strong for you to take out without France's help. It is fixable. Obviously, you can get France's help in that regards, but the way that I play, you're going to see that you're not going to be able to get France's help. Why? Because what I like to do very, very early on in the game is I like to liberate a country from France. And the reason why I do that, France can't reach you. France is helpless. France can't do nothing to you because you're isolated, and then they mobilize their troops and they waste all of their money, and there's actually a very strong possibility that France will collapse and become radical, or they'll, there's so many possibilities. The amount of turmoil that you create just by doing this one little thing is absolutely crazy, and you want France to be weak for this game. You don't want them to get strong, because if they get big and strong, you're going to have a harder time taking back these 4 little spots here along the Algiers coastline. And yeah, this is my plan. This is what I'm sticking to. Now that we got the corn laws out of the way, now we got the explanation out of the way, we're going to move on to the government, and obviously we're going to get corn laws because the landowners love us at this point. Let's bring in everybody else, and the reason why we want to bring in everybody else is because we want professional army. We want that ASAP. We need it. That's the only thing that we need besides colonial exploitation. Everything else is just garnish. It's a bonus. If you can get homesteading in between, that's great. If you can't, whatever. It won't hurt your playthrough that much at that point. So get professional army. That's the number one thing. That's the one that you want more than anything. When it comes to decrees, just put road maintenance, social mobility down. It literally doesn't matter. You're not doing much here anyways. The road maintenance is just to make it so that you can build your armies faster and maybe have a slightly bigger army cap at that point. You're not going to reach the army cap anyways, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we get to that point, and I'll show you the strategy and how it works. It's fantastic. You'll love it. And next up, obviously, is going into the technology tree, and this is the linchpin of our strategy: colonization. This beautiful little tech not only gives you one declared interest, but it also makes it possible for you to get a lovely, lovely little trick of colonial exploitation, which is perfect for what we need. Now that we have colonial exploitation being learned, colonization being learned, and we can eventually get colonial exploitation, we can then move on to our army. We can probably bring in our mobilization. You might as well. It's worth it. When it comes to budget, we're going to go very low taxes, and the reason why is that because it raises the SOL. We need to get our standard of living up. Our people are starving. They hate us. They will eventually become radicals if we do not address this early. You only get a 1-year grace period, and after that 1-year grace period is over, you're going to get radicals up the butt. It's better to just raise that standard of living and make them slightly happier. Another way that I'll show you later on another way that we can improve the standard of living. In the meantime, increase very high military wages, obviously, for that reason, is so that, faster training, etc., etc. You're going to want it. You're going to want the morale when it comes to taking on Constantine, because even when we do our little trick, we're going to be smaller than Constantine even then, which is why we want that lovely, lovely tactful commander on defensive mode. It'll whittle down Constantine's numbers, and it'll allow us to win the war. Now, what we're going to do is we're probably going to rival Constantine, and only Constantine. You don't want to piss anybody else off at this point. If they join in the war with Constantine, you are hooped. You're restarting. You're hating life. Unfortunately, this is not 100% recreatable simply because of that fact. If Constantine somehow, and it's rare, but if they somehow make a friend with, like, say, Morocco, you can't win the war. If they can get even one troop over, you're toast. If France attacks them, you're toast. If Tunis attacks them, you're toast. If Mascara attacks them, you're toast. So this is RNG heavy. I'm telling you ahead of time. It's not super duper RNG heavy. It's very rare, in fact, but it can happen. So I'm warning you now. Be prepared for restarts when you're playing Touggourt. Otherwise, you're playing extremely tall and you're only living here. You could. It wouldn't be a very fun playthrough. You'd be staring at the screen the entire time and you'd probably fall asleep. But you could do it. I'm not saying you can't. Obviously, I wanted to befriend Great Britain, France, Spain, and Egypt, and the reason why you want to befriend them is because you don't want them to join in with Constantine, and I guess we shouldn't bother with France because we're actually trying to piss them off. But everybody else, you're probably going to want to join Great Britain's bloc in this playthrough because it'll give you vassalization. It'll also give you access to the colonial offices, which is fine, whatever. It gives you a bonus to how much bureaucracy you spend. But the more important thing is they're going to pick the policing one, which gives you a massive amount of authority for your policing. You will eventually be getting policing, and it's something that you're going to want to do. You're also going to get the vassalization bonus, which is, it's okay. It's nothing to talk home about. Sometimes you get lucky and they'll take the trade one, which will give you access to the British market. If they don't, you'll probably get some random one, and it doesn't matter at that point. But that's not the reason why we're joining. We're joining for extra authority. Later on, we're going to want that extra authority. For now, the authority is worthless to us. You just leave it there. Let it fester. Go as fast as you can for when it comes to enacting your policies. And yeah, let's unpause. Boom. Just like that, we're gonna get corn laws within the first day or so. Whoa, already. Yeah, they didn't waste any time. And have they picked what they're gonna take from us? Are they gonna force the regime change? I would love that. Can I get a regime change? War reparations. Now, here's the thing. Once every 10 tries, I got a regime change. And if you get a regime change from France, you're loving life because it forces some really good laws on you. It actually takes you out of autocracy and it puts you in, I think, landed voting. Mwah, magnifique. I wish it would happen this playthrough, but it didn't. We got war reps. That's okay. You're only giving up like maybe a couple $100 for what, 5 years? Who cares? When you see what I'm talking about, you'll laugh because France is going to eventually mobilize one of these armies. We hope it's the 60 army, but it'll probably be the 37 army down here. Yeah, it's the 37 army down here. But by doing that, they're wasting their money quite substantially. It's actually a very bad idea for them to do that. Oh, we got the conservative already. Beautiful. Can we bring him in right away? Probably not. I'm gonna try, though. No. Should I grant him as a command? Nah, let's leave him. I don't want to give them any more power at this point. Anyhow, what I was saying is, here, I'll show you in a sec once the war actually pops, and then I'll show you. Boom, war popped. Now, we're gonna go to here, and you're gonna see they have minus 13 from the size of their French gold reserves. Now, all we have to do is sit here, watch, and wait, and those gold reserves are going to deplete like nobody's business because it might only be 37, but it actually puts them in the hole, and they will lose so much money. There's a chance that they could go radical. There's a chance that they could have a revolution. If they have a revolution, taking these ports here are super easy. I don't know why they don't bother to give a crap. If they go Bonapartist, yeah, you're not loving life. They're going to be hyper aggressive and they're going to come after you the entire game. Beyond that, though, you kind of want them to have a lot of turmoil just for the chance of them going radical. Because if they go radical, they don't care about these ports. In fact, they might even trade you the ports. I haven't had it happen to me yet, but I've heard from other people that it worked for them. But it's a hard thing to force. But just by doing this, you make France a lot weaker in the long run. You prevent them from snowballing. It'll mean that Great Britain will effectively be one that you're competing for number one with, not France. And that's what we want because we don't care about Great Britain. They're not really in our way for getting Algiers. France is. So weaken France if you can. That's what I'm doing right here. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to turn off corn laws and we're going to import wheat. We don't care if we're losing money because, I mean, we don't care about the investment pool. We don't. The investment pool is worthless to us right now. What we want to do is raise that standard of living. We want to make our people just marginally happier to live here. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by importing at a loss. It's unfortunate, but import until you run out of trade routes that are free. Make sure you got enough food to keep them fed, and you'll watch their standard of living slowly climb up. And when that happens, those radicals will not spike, and you will be able to survive into the end game. That's pretty much what you have to do. Okay, now we're going to unpause. And yeah. So far, so good. We got a nice little bonus on our professional army. Let's take the gamble. There's no point in us not taking that gamble. I'm not giving you local police force. Darn it. I think that... Oh, no, never mind. It keeps us at 100 anyways. Doesn't matter until we pull in the rural folk, and we won't bother with them for quite a while. Hey, he screwed up. That's kind of good for us. It'll weaken the landowners for quite a little bit. It'll make the Sunnis way more powerful, though, but that's okay. The goal for us... I mean, I could go for the playwright, but we can't really make use of the declared interest anyways. The only time I've ever got the declared interest to work was attacking Oyo and being friends with Egypt, and then Egypt actually took Oyo for me. But Oyo usually ends up being friendly with France very quickly in the game, and it's too much of a gamble. And it's not worth it bothering with the interest anyways, because we can't make use of it otherwise. Let's go for the bonus to professional army so we can get that passed right away. I would normally say, yay, playwright, woo! But, I mean, we're going to get an interest anyways from colonization. There's no point in forcing it. We can't make use of it as much as we could, as if we were playing, like, say, Tahiti or even Persia, to be honest. Persia definitely loves that. Oh my. Landowners are getting absolutely raffle stomped in this playthrough. I'm loving this one so far. This might be my favorite playthrough thus far. Look at them. They're a joke. I might be able to actually push some things through. Oh my gosh. Homesteading might be easy. Maybe I can bring in my... Nope, still can't. Can I boost the liberal movement? Yes? Yes, I can actually. Let's boost it. Yeah, we're still at minus 25 on enactment, which means we're going to get professional army pushed through really easily. Love it. Loving life right now. That was a quick one. I'm very happy with that. Too bad I can't bring that guy in, but I can bring in the rural folk. I'm not going to bring in the petite bourgeoisie. We don't really need them at the moment. The reason why we want to bring in the rural folk is quite obvious. We want... Maybe we'll get homesteading if we're lucky. In fact, let's turn off liberalism and boost peasant movement just to give us that little bit of extra spike on our chances to get this passed. Because if it gets to a certain point, we will get a bonus to the passing it. Is he, nope, he's not. He is a landowner. We don't want to boost the landowners right now. We would rather keep them weak. Now let's take a look at France and see what they're doing on the money front. Look at that, they're already down 3. And they're probably going to run into turmoil at this rate. That's unfortunate for them, but we don't care. We don't like them. Yeah, we don't enjoy people who eat frogs. It's that, ooh, plus 50% on our political movement attraction. That's pretty big. Oh my, maybe we can get a real boost. Can we? No. We're 15% relevant, but we're not getting a boost. What's going on here? Guys, what's going on? I still can't bring in this guy. What the hell? Should I boost the liberal movement after all? Yeah, let's do it. Let's take off peasant movement so I can stay at minus 25. We got to go as fast as possible because we only have 19 months left, and we're going to swap off homesteading if we don't get it. It's that simple. I would love the qualifications, but we got to get homesteading done. That's it's the only thing that we have that's on an immediate time limit. Ban dueling. Even though every single time I reload my save, the dueling comes back. It drives me crazy. Yeah, we want the liberal movement to boost up. Can please go up? No? Why? Why you gonna be like that? Why do you hate me? Okay, can I bring in the... Nope, still not. Why? Driving me crazy. You're driving me crazy. Okay. doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, who cares about Tunis? Tunis don't matter that much anyways. Campaign, ooh, not bad. I don't mind if he's a grifter. Gives me that big boost. And look at their freaking gold reserves. -4 already. They are not loving life. They can't even do anything. They're just wasting money for the sake of wasting money. It feels like I'm watching Americans at war right now. I can't help it. It's just... It's sad. It's depressing. Why are you doing this to yourself, France? Demobilize, for the love of Mike. I don't know what you're doing, but I love it. It helps me. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about is me. Too bad for you. Yeah, they're -1 now, which means they're going to be in the positives for us very shortly. Oh, I guess we'll boost the petite bourgeoisie, make them a little happier. I know the landowners are still very, very pissy with us, but they're so... Oh, we got the... Yay! Beautiful. That's why you always quadra check, because it can happen in a moment's notice, and... I'm not smart enough to know what makes it happen. Oh, which one? We'll take the plus 20%. We're gonna get homesteading. My other playthroughs, I never got homesteading. This is gonna be the first time I've actually got homesteading before colonization popped. I usually had to cancel it out, and this time I do not have to cancel it out, and life is looking good. I can't complain at all. Look at that adoption. We got 2 more chances, and I think it's gonna pop. And you know what? I might wait, just because. I mean, look at the odds. There's no reason for me not to wait. Well, it doesn't really matter. I guess we'll take the bonus to the movement. Does it boost it up a little? No, not really. But that's okay. That's okay. We get another shot, maybe 2 more shots. I'll make it 3 more shots if I need it, because I mean we've come this far. I'm gonna get homesteading. I don't care. I'll push off colonization a little bit if I have to. I'm getting homesteading this run. 90%. If I don't get homesteading this run, I'm going to cry. I'm going to be angry. Hey, homesteading, beautiful. And I still got 14 weeks left. Wow. Just wow. Wow. Yeah, it's amazing in every imaginable way. Which one should I reduce? I guess I can reduce grain. It hurts a little bit, but let's bring in wood, because gotta get that standard of living up. That's all I can say. It's just gotta go up. Look at that. We're already at 10.2. Isn't that lovely? Lovely. 6 weeks left. I know we're just kind of staring at the screen, but hey, at least we're not France. Look at France taking loans out to fight an invisible war. Oh, France, what are you doing? France, are you okay, France? Come on, France. And we got colonization. That's perfect. Let's take stock exchange. I could probably go for military. In fact, maybe we should go for military. 4 years, though. Brother. Maybe we'll go stock exchange after all, and then we'll go line infantry afterwards. I kind of want that mappy for when we do eventually take Constantine. Now, what you're going to see is the crux of this playthrough, and it is colonial affairs. Get colonial exploitation done. And you got a really good chance of getting it done. It is très magnifique. It goes very, very quickly, thankfully. And France, what are you doing? France? What are you doing? France? Come on. France, are you okay, France? I mean, I don't care. I want you to be in turmoil and I want you to collapse. But, I mean, if we end up attacking Constantine, we're going to immediately give in and let France win. We don't care at that point. They can take their $100, $200 war reps from us. We'll just giggle at them as we're barely taking a hit at that point. I mean, we can just raise our taxes a little bit, or maybe reduce the amount that we're spending on military, or just put in consumption taxes, whatever. It's a whatever. It's a nothing burger at the end of the day. Yeah, you can step down. I don't care about you. You are nothing to me. You're nothing. All right. Look at that, +2 from the size of your loans. My God, France, what are you doing? Oh, you know what? The AI needs to be a little smarter when it comes to unwinnable wars. It needs to automatically give up if there hasn't been a war fought for like 2 years, and they just automatically white peace out. Or something. Because it's way too exploitable as this is. And this is definitely an exploit. What I'm doing right here to France, this counts as an exploit. What I'm going to show you, I don't think is an exploit. I think it's actually just making use of the population that pulls in when you finally do colonize. Coffee is delicious. Anyhow, yeah, so far so good. We just need to get colonial exploitation and we can start the remainder of our lovely, lovely little strategy. I know this one is running on quite long, and I'm going to have to cut pretty much the rest of the video to keep it from being like 3 hours long, but yeah, I mean, this is important. You need to see everything. You need to understand that Touggourt is a very slow, painful start. You're wasting 5 years of the game just staring at the screen, waiting for everything to come into place. But look at Constantine right now. They've got a very sizable army, and they are very, very dangerous. And I mean, if you compare to what we have, yeah, we look pitiful compared to them. We only got 4 out of 16. We've already ran out of space for it. It doesn't even matter what we build. I mean, everything that you build is kind of worthless anyways. We're not going to build anymore. There's no point in wasting the population here. We got colonial exploitation, though, and this is the point where everybody's waiting for. Watch what happens. We're going to be 90 days off, and once... Oh, we're already here. Look at that. The moment we pick up a piece of land that is connected to, I believe, Ahagar, we effectively take all of our population from what we've taken from the colony, and we put it directly into our army, and just like that, we go from 4,000 to 12,000. We now actually have an army that can stand up to Constantine. It's only in the early game initially, so you do have to be quick about it. If you are unwilling to play a defensive war against them, believe it or not, Constantine has a hard time maintaining 15 battalions. Sometime around 1842, they usually drop to around 12 battalions, and you can swarm them at that point. I prefer to go as fast as possible because I want to be able to get a shoreline as fast as possible so I can take Gaza. That's usually my strategy when I play these games, especially since I'm taking a massive monetary hit now. And obviously raising our taxes is not going to do enough of a hit to prevent us from going into massive debt spiral. But yeah, it's a race against time at this point. So what you're going to want to do at this point is obviously declare war on Constantine. Now, Morocco might join in, they might not. We're going to have to take that chance. We're going to have to hope against hope. We might actually have a chance of pulling Egypt into the war. And if Egypt joins us, it's an easy win. If Egypt joins us, we're loving life. And there's a chance they might actually join us. And yeah, so far, so good. Okay, oh, shit. Oh, no, that might be a run killer. Oh, no. Egypt joining with Constantine is going to kill me. I can't fight Egypt, and they're going to be able to access the front. What? They abandoned? Yeah, they abandoned them. What the hell? What are you doing? Okay, you can join me. You're on my side now, Egypt. Okay, so here's what's going to... Okay. I know for a fact that Egypt... Nobody can reach this front. Nobody can reach this front because they'll have to go through Constantine. This front, however, is 100% reachable through Mascara, believe it or not. So I'm not going to want to fight this first front. I want these guys to be as strong and as humanly possible to hold this front for as long as I can. Okay, how am I going to do that? I don't actually know. I want to be able to deploy these guys to the front. I kind of want these guys to just win here automatically, and then we hold here until Egypt shows up, and then hopefully we take Touggourt back right away. And if we do that, we'll be in a position to win with very little losses on our end. Touggourt gets hurt, but whatever. It's a crap capital anyways, so... This is a chancy run, but normally what I would do is I play the defensive game and I would restart if it fails. And yeah, there's a good chance that it fails. It's like a 50-50 at that point. You can improve your odds by waiting another year or two, but obviously I like to go as fast as possible in my runs. This is chancy. This is, Okay. Now, I know they're going to, and we have 0 on our side here, so that means they're going to take it right away, and that's good for us. Okay, so you're already, I gotta wait until they, okay. Now I could probably, boom, that's what I wanted. Now, we're going to hold this front as hard as we can, and watch what happens here. Boom, Egypt's moving people in. Yay! Egypt's on the way, and we were able to hold back. Maybe just, hey, we're even winning the fight. Hell yeah! Oh my, oh my. Now we just need Egypt to get here fast enough for us to not get killed by the war tick. And that shouldn't be too hard for us. We just need to force into an aggressive and take it back. That's it. And we're going to take it back. And we already took it back, and they've lost the war. We win. Just like that. That's not going to tick anymore. That was a chancy gamble, but it made this the easiest war I've ever fought against Constantine. And yeah, let's peace out with France now that we have a look at that. They're -3 on their French loans, and okay, you win. Sorry, France. That I don't think I've ever had that work out that well before. But yeah, look at that. We got Constantine just like that, and we're 20 troops now. Oh my god. I don't think I lost any, like, I barely lost. I lost 5,000 manpower. Usually at the end of my wars with Constantine, I'm sitting at 2,000 manpower on my main army because of how much they've had to defensively fight. And, no, not this time. This time we're sitting on the Golden God status. I mean, I could probably go for Atabas right now. I could probably go for Tunis. I could go for Mascara right away. But I want to go for Gaza first thing. Okay, so yeah, what we're gonna do first thing is we're going to. I don't really have the bureaucracy. That's why I don't have the bureaucracy. What the heck is this? I would like to keep some of these though, but yeah, a lot of these are garbage. Do we really need 3 for liquor? Shoot, we don't even need 2 for liquor. We only really need 1. Okay, we're going to get rid of that, but we're going to bring in Man of Wars! My lovely, lovely Man of Wars. Getting the Man of Wars in is a good thing. It's what I enjoy having around. Oh my god, we're 345,000 already on our GDP. We were 4,000 initially. That's hilarious. I can actually start building again. Oh my gosh, and it's a Christmas miracle. God bless us, everyone. Let's get a logging camp started. Let's do an iron mine. Yeah, we're going to make some construction sectors here. We're going to make this our main construction hub. I know it's not an ideal place. I would rather have like Transvaal or something, but you know what? To heck with it. We got to get something built now, and we're just going to make this the de facto. Once it becomes incorporated, we're probably going to make it our capital too. For now, we're not going to incorporate it because I don't want to take the bureaucracy hit, although I don't think it really flipping matters. You know what? Yeah, we're taking a bureaucracy hit. Whatever. We don't care. I mean, what are we losing? 23 taxes? Oh no, oh no, oh no! I mean, we're going to be losing taxes from Constantine over time, but we wouldn't have had those anyways if we didn't even bring him in. So, yeah, just incorporate them. Whatever. It don't matter. It's a good thing. But now that we have the Man of Wars click, yeah, you got to do the click, otherwise the Man of War don't count. Now we're going to build a fleet. Yeah, a fleet. A fleet, I can fly. Okay, once we get that navy started, guess what we're going to do? Yeah, if you said anything other than we're going to go after Gaza, you're crazy. And we can't be friends anymore. Because obviously we're going for Gaza. Why wouldn't we go for Gaza? Look at that here. Completely helpless, weak, easy prey. We have a declared interest. We're doing this at 1840 for crying out loud. Majesty. Absolute majestic in every imaginable way. It puts me in a good mood. I can't help but smile right now. Look at that. Our bureaucracy's going up anyways. Just, I don't know why, but I'm accepting it. I guess it's because of the government administrations here, but I might get rid of those because they're too expensive to keep. It depends. I'm gonna see Transvaal first. You still got the guarantee of independence? Yeah, then we're going to probably get rid of those. I don't know if we can afford them. It's a little too expensive for us at the moment. Obviously, I like having them, but again, can we afford them? We're going too far into debt too fast. I might have to dump them. Yeah, it's 1,000 in government administrations. Let's dump one and see. But by doing that, we're going to lose tax revenue. Will we get enough tax revenue to make up for it? That's the question. It's only 22 minutes. I kind of want to wait and see. That's a tough decision, but we'll figure it out. Hey guys, this is going to be a part 2 type thing because unfortunately all I could get through without any major quality issues is the startup guide for Touggourt. You can follow this play-by-play if you really want to get into your own game, but if you want to see the playthrough, it's going to come out in 3 days. It's effectively going to follow from 1841 all the way up until 1936. So far, I only got up to about 1812. I'll show you on the screen here very shortly, but beyond that, thank you again for watching all the way through. You guys are kings, and I mean it. From the bottom of my heart, I mean it. Every one of you is a king. Beyond that, though, I don't know what else to say. Thank you again, and hail Hydra Cat.